plaintiff Johnson loudly pleaded with defendant Trump to, quote, please wear a condom. Defendant Trump grabbed his wallet, threw some money at her, and screamed that she should use the money to get an effing abortion. So remember when Elon Musk said this? Time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. I think the real reason they have not been made public is because he's told not to make them public by Benjamin Netanyahu and the AIPAC lobby and whoever pulls their strings. I think that's why. And certainly Miriam Adelson, who gave him $250 million, doesn't want these because it ties right back to Israel. And nobody, and we all know this now. And so there it is. Remember that? So hey, Jeffrey Epstein, never heard of him. So there he is. There's Jeffrey Epstein. There's a bunch of, so that doesn't mean anything.
And here's just a picture of not even remotely as bad as stuff that
it's just
is said in the files. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to read you some of the files. By the way, I certainly do miss his old Sunday morning comic strip, Don's World, with those insightful little one-framers, but that was a sweeter, more innocent time. But anyway, here, I'll read this to you. Okay, let me read this to you. So I personally witnessed defendant Trump telling the plaintiff that she couldn't ever say anything, and if she didn't want to disappear like the 12-year-old female redacted, and that he was capable of having her whole family killed. After leaving the employment of Mr. Epstein in year 2000, I was personally threatened by Mr. Epstein that I would be killed and my family killed as well if I ever disclosed any of the physical and SA abuse of minor females that I had personally witnessed by Mr. Epstein or any of his guests. I'm coming forward to swear to the truthfulness of the physical and SA abuse that I personally witnessed on minor females at the hand of Mr. Trump and Mr. Epstein, including the plaintiff, during the time of my employment from the years 1990 to 2000 for Mr. Epstein. I swear to these facts under penalty of perjury, even though I fully understand that the life of myself and my family is now in grave danger. I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. Tiffany Dore. That was June 18th, 2016. That's in the files.
Wait, that's before he was the president of the United States, isn't it? Or is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, that's really weird. That's a strange date. That's like almost like this has been an ongoing thing. Hey, it sounds just like the Franklin scandal where they told us all about those other Republican politicians and the Democrat ones, and it went nowhere. And Hunter S. Thompson. And the reports are just they look just like this. This is one small piece of a very big pie. Of a whole
very
thing.
Big. So again, there's 3 million documents that they dropped. Guess what? There's 3 million more that they haven't dropped.
Yeah.
So this is just, again, this is...
Is it because they're protecting us from those?
They're protecting us. So this is still not even the stuff that they really want to hide from you. So the stuff that's been dropped is the stuff that they're like, okay, I guess we could give them this. And this is part of it. And here's some more. Here's some more that involves Trump. Trump, who then proceeded to forcibly grape a plaintiff. Johnson, during the course of the savage attack, plaintiff Johnson loudly pleaded with defendant Trump to, quote, please wear a condom. Defendant Trump responded by violently striking plaintiff Johnson in the face with his open hand and screaming that he would do whatever he wanted as he refused to wear protection. After achieving orgasm, the defendant, Donald J. Trump, put his suit back on, and when the plaintiff, Katie Johnson, in tears, asked defendant Trump what would happen if he had impregnated her, defendant Trump grabbed his wallet, threw some money at her, and screamed that she should use the money to get an effing abortion.
Oh, great socialism.
So this is when Musk, that's funny. So when Musk tweeted that out, he knew what he was talking about. He wasn't. I couldn't imagine that Elon Musk would make up something that big and then tweet it out publicly, that if it was made up, because he's opening himself up to a lawsuit. maybe he doesn't care because he's worth $500 billion.
He's like the Democrats. They're all in there, so they know they can get Trump on it and go, oh, Trump doesn't want to say he's in there because he knows Trump has to protect all of them and can't release it. And that's what he was operating on because he was desperate to go there, it turns out.
So it does, and we're going to get to that. But it turns out this kind of revelation, I think, can only lead to one thing, Kurt, and alien invasion. That's what's going to happen because nothing on Earth is going to get him out of this one. We're going to have
H-1B visa aliens, yes.
We're going to have to H-1B visas. And, let's remember what an ex-CIA or Mossad spy told us, or told our friend Ashvin on Going Underground. Here's what he said.
Do you believe in any way that the genocide in Gaza is being prolonged by the late Jeffrey Epstein?
I certainly believe that the Israelis are making sure that the Americans do not stop them from the killing in Gaza. I believe that the American government is sort of trapped by the Israelis. Jeffrey Epstein is one of their tools to trap them.
And what do you think of Dershowitz's denial?
Hold on a second. I want to give you an example. Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton, Ehud Barak, met Arafat in the 90s, and there was no deal. The reason was Epstein. They were being blackmailed by Epstein. Ehud Barak was also a friend of Epstein, the prime minister of Israel at the time. But he was being blackmailed by the Israeli right wing as well. And they stopped an agreement with Arafat. They were about to reach an agreement there for a two-state solution. But that was stopped because of Epstein. They were both being blackmailed by Epstein.
Ehud Barak has been
Israeli.
Ehud Barak has been on this show. He walked off this show. People can look it up. And that was not because I asked him about any blackmail alleged evidence against him. Before anyone thinks that you're dissembling or in any way, just remind people of how when you accurately exposed Reagan sending weapons to Iran via Israel, how the Jerusalem Post was used to say you had no Israeli intelligence links. And then they were obviously trying to discredit you, and then they had to retract it. So you have a history of saying things that turned out to be true.
So we could stop it there. So there it is, a guy, an Israeli intelligence guy telling you that they have control of American politicians. And how do they do it? They do it through the Epstein files. They do it through Epstein and blackmail. They were blackmailing the former Israeli prime minister, Ehud Barak. That's how you say his name. And they're blackmailing Bill Clinton at the same time. And so the idea is that they're most likely blackmailing Donald Trump at the same time. And so it looks like if this is what they're releasing, I still have to wonder, wow, what are they not really? There's still another 3 million files that they haven't released, which, by the way, they're breaking the law by not releasing that.
Yeah, because all the stuff I said that sounds crazy and they could never release it or they're in big trouble. In fact, this coming out, I wonder why it came out. I'm just wondering do they feel like they've got everything done they need to and now you can know because there's nothing you can do about it? What is it?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
But I like this. So we arrested the guy who owned the island, and we arrested the woman who brought the children to the island, but we haven't arrested the clients who paid to grape the children on the island. I don't think that they paid. That's the only problem with that. But that's I don't think the clients
they paid in integrity, Jimmy.
That's right. Right. By the way, now's the perfect time to see Kevin Spacey and Lady Gaga in the Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf at the Hackensack Dinner Theater. Am I right? We'll be right back with more of this story after a brief message from our sponsor. All right, be honest. Have you noticed yourself moving slower, avoiding stairs, feeling stiff in the morning? If so, pay attention. The truth is, mobility doesn't just vanish overnight. It's a slow decline. And before you know it, you're the guy making weird noises every time you get up off the couch. But by the time you pay those grunts enough attention, it can feel too late. But it doesn't have to be. That's where Juvent comes in. This isn't some gimmick or magic pill. It's a clinically proven device that uses safe, low-impact micro vibrations to strengthen your bones, improve your circulation, and keep your joints working the way they're supposed to. Notice I said micro vibration. This is nothing like those other shake plates on the market, which, by the way, can be extremely dangerous. I stand on my Juvent for 20 minutes a day, and it's made a noticeable difference in how I feel. It's like giving your body a tune-up before it completely breaks down. Athletes, doctors, even NASA uses the thing, and it's good enough for the astronauts. It's good enough for me. With a 10-year limited warranty, financing options, and the ability to use FSA funds, it's never been easier. So don't wait until your knees sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies. Get a Juvent today. I got one. Go to juvent.com/Dore and start moving like you're supposed to. That's JUVENT.com/Dore. The code is Dore, D-O-R-E, for $300 off at your checkout. Your joints will thank you. Trust me. So here, again, is some really dark stuff. This is maybe the darkest stuff. There's more dark stuff, but so again, I have to give a trigger warning. I don't normally do that.
Did you see the thing about Trump about how he reportedly had a major personality shift after he had his scalp?
No,
how
no,
they
no,
moved his scalp forward.
I didn't.
The guy who did it, it was an old MK Ultra neurosurgeon who suddenly went to do procedures for famous people, cosmetic procedures. Anyway, Trump got violent supposedly with Ivana Trump after that surgery. And he was a different guy. So I wonder if somebody was touching up on his program. I just wonder.
Oh.
So here's some more dark stuff. I'm going to read it to you. And if you're easily triggered, you should not watch this. Online complainant reported she was a victim and witness to trafficking ring at the Trump golf course in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, between 95 and 96. Complainant reported Ghislaine Maxwell as the madam and broker for the parties, clients of whom include Epstein, Robin Leach, and Donald Trump. Complainant reported participating in orgies that some girls went missing, rumored to have been murdered and buried at the facility. Complainant reported being threatened by Trump, then head of security, that if she ever talked of what went on there or who she saw, he would end up as a fertilizer for the back nine holes like the other CUNTSs. Complainant claims to have video of high-profile parties, dealings with cartels, and having witnessed Robin Leach strangle a young girl to death at a party. Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in, and Trump would auction them. He had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in, and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's VULVA and VJJs by entering a finger and rated the children on tightness. The guests were elder men, including Elon Musk, Don Jr., Trump, Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro.
Now, that is a surprise.
We were taken in rooms, forced to give oral to Donald Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old when Donald J. Trump raped me. Ghislaine Maxwell was also present. Okay, there's more of this. Caller reported that in 87, a friend, victim one, was out drinking and ended up at Trump Plaza. Victim one saw Trump and wanted to meet him. An unknown man approached her and offered to introduce her to Trump. The unknown man gave victim one a drink, and victim one woke up naked and sore with $300 on the bed. Victim one didn't remember how she got to the room. She remembered seeing a flash of Trump's face. Victim one called the caller and told her she thought she had been raped. Victim one did not go to the hospital to have a rape kit performed because she didn't think anyone would believe her, especially because she was drunk. Victim one's husband business had problems with suppliers, and victim one believed Trump was behind it. Victim one also started dating a lawyer, identifiers unknown, who was married. Victim one had a fight with her lawyer boyfriend and went to a bar. Victim one left a bar and with a man who no one in the bar recognized, but who seemed familiar with victim one. Victim one was never seen again. A few years ago, remains were discovered that matched the description of what victim one was wearing when she went missing. DNA tests at the time were inconclusive. I got one more to read for you. In 2004 or 5, Sir Ivan Wilzig hosted a party where Epstein, Sammy Sosa, and Donald Trump were in attendance. Patti LaBelle's PR agent stood at the door. At the party, caller met an individual who was approximately 18 to 23 years of age, who was brought from Oklahoma for a modeling job, but then sold to a man in France. Several women were being auctioned, and a woman possibly known as Colette, LNU, was the madam. A couple of years later, caller saw Colette at the Cheetah Club in New York, and she told one of the Santos friends that Jamie Foxx was interested in spending a night with her and that he could pay her a lot of money. Okay. Whoa. So there you go. You want to know if Trump's in the files? That's some of it. Again, there's 3 million more files that they haven't released yet. So there's probably way more damning stuff that they haven't released yet.
And you can, by the way, go find all the people that have been talking about this stuff for the last 30 years of what was done to them, because those things were all real. They did those programs. And Lindsey Graham saying Reagan, bringing up Reagan's scumbag name, he was in it. They all were in on it. See, this guy and this guy, they're all in on it.
Okay. I can't vouch for that. But anyway, so there you go. That's the part so far that I've found. I'm sure there's more of Trump, but there it is. You want to know Trump's in there? There it is, and it's horrible. Come see us on stand-up tour. We'll be in Lansing, Michigan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Salt Lake City, and Las Vegas. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.